I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My family's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rockin' Knicks universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy in the building. Salute. Salute. Trying to find a view that fits. Let me do this. Let me slide that over just a little bit and save. Boom. There we are. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Morning Time show. The Knicks Morning Drive. Salute. What's good? Fallback haters in the building. Andios is in the building. Bronx Kicks for Life is in the building. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. What's good? What's good, y'all? Man, it's good to see y'all, man. Good to be with y'all, man. Gonna rock the spot for a few minutes, man. Hang out, answer some questions, talk about a few things. Yo, I really love this. Kerry Cox, man, I really love these three kids that are coming on, that are on the screen, man. I really love these three kids. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This one right here, Chomchi, hey, man, have a good vibe, bro. The Chomchi kid, I'm having a good vibe, bro. I already know what Ryan Dunn is going to be. Ryan Dunn is going to be Kawhi Leonard-like. Ryan Dunn is going to be, in 2 years, he's going to be a Kawhi Leonard-like impact on a championship team in about 4 years. Miguel P is in the building. Salute. Yeah, man. The Ulrich Chomchi kid, I don't want to say that he's going to be Giannis. What I will say is I think he'll go down that developmental path, and what he turns into will be totally up to him. What he turns into will be totally up to him. Right? I'm not saying that he's going to be Giannis, but what I'm saying is in terms of development, how far he goes is totally up to him. Will the Knicks be patient enough with these kids in order to develop them? Because Ryan Dunn is not a bad offensive player. Right. I think the rumor is from people that look at numbers only. Yo, Bully in the building. Salute to my guy, Boulevard 73. He in the building. There are a number of guys, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. There are a number of guys in this draft. If the Knicks don't get the guy I want, if they don't pull my heartstring, but get one or two of these guys, I still be stoked. I'd still be stoked. And the son of the legend says he needs to lift weights, and hopefully the NBA game won't be too fast for him, which is why I have reservations on Zach Edey. Yo, Wacko is in the building. Salute. Brooklyn all day, baby. Salute to the greatest borough God ever created, Brooklyn, New York. Rel is in the building. Salute to the GOAT, my guy Rel in the building. Salute to We Talk Mavs. Man, make sure y'all, we gonna do this summer. Just real quick. While Rel and them was trying, while Rel and King Kai and them were trying to win championships, I was grinding behind the scenes, finding other YouTube content creators so that we could all like work together and do some collabs and stuff. So look out for some collabs with We Talk Mavs for sure. We Talk Hawks TV for sure. But we got a few others. TGK, we're gonna get up with the Garcia kid at some point to talk that talk. Spurs versus everyone. We're gonna definitely get up with Spurs versus everyone to talk that talk. But we got some sneaky surprises for y'all that are interested in NBA basketball, Knicks basketball, and where everybody fits in the big puzzle called the NBA landscape. So watch out for Rel and them coming over here, or us going over there, or however we do it. Watch out for We Talk Hawks TV, either us going over there or them coming over here, or however. We got some big things in the works, man. Some groundbreaking stuff. We got some groundbreaking stuff, man. It's gonna be bananas this summer. It's gonna be bananas this summer, man. Yeah, man. So salute to King Kai. I was on social media watching King Kai, man. King Kai's super busy. That's our dog right there. Shout out to Rel and all of them. And congratulations on making the NBA Finals too, by the way. Man, I'm mad jealous. Mad jealous. So if you new here or if you just forgot, man, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. So we're in an interesting place as Knicks fans. Right? We know clickbait is in the air. We know clickbait is in the air, right? We know this. At the same time that we know clickbait is in the air, it seems like we can't help but fall for the clickbait anyway. Right? The OG Anunoby stuff is concerning. But we should have been concerned about an undrafted, unrestricted free agent going into free agency anyway. It's just like how we were concerned about Mitchell Robinson 2 years ago. Yeah, I remember that feeling of thinking that that Mitch was gone. We were thinking if Mitch hit the door, he gone. But Mitch hit the door, and he wound up coming back. It's something about being a professional. There's something about being a professional at whatever it is that you do. Being on the open market and letting companies bid for your service or evaluate you. I've done that several times, and sometimes it kind of boosts your confidence, and at other times it makes you feel like you're one in a million. But that's the reason why you go, right? You want to know if you're 1 in 10 million. If you want to know if you are the fry guy at McDonald's or if you're something special. It's the reason why people test free agency, not just because of the money. You want people to know you want people to tell you how valuable you are. So in OG Anunoby's case, I understand, even if he is a diehard Knick, right? Even if OG Anunoby is a diehard Knick, and he probably is, but you would still want to know, or it is commendable, it's respectable for somebody just to want to know what their worth is, even if they're not looking to leave, right? Even if you're not looking to leave, you can understand if somebody wants to know what their worth is on the open market. Right? It's like anybody, it's like yeah, I remember back in the day when your girlfriend would just get dressed up and go hang out with her girls. They'd be like, man, we ain't gonna do nothing. All we gonna do is sit around and drink, man. We gonna go to the bar and blah blah blah. And basically what it is, they just trying to figure out, like, you know what I'm saying, if dudes are gonna hit on them. They don't wanna find anybody. They just want that feeling, that excitement. Like, they ain't looking to leave, they ain't looking to cheat, none of that stuff. They just want to go and be out in that environment. Right? They just want to go and dip their toe in the water and then come back home and make hamburger helper. That's all they want to do. Right? That's all they want to do. They want to just go out, have some fun, and come back home. And I think that's what OG Anunoby is doing right now. I'm not calling him a chick. I respect that man. I like OG Anunoby. What I'm saying is, I think he has been hearing $35 million, right? He's been hearing $35 million. Man, the Knicks gonna give him 4 years, 35 million. The Knicks gonna give him so what is that? What is 35 million? What is that? 140? Is that 140, everybody? That's about 140, right? Oh, the Knicks are gonna offer him 4 years, 140, and he's gonna take it because he stay injury prone. Well, that's our perspective. Right? What about the world's perspective? What about the world's perspective? What if the world's perspective is OG Anunoby is worth $4 years, 172? That's what, about 43 million a year? What if 5 teams are like, yeah, we'll give you 43 mil a year? If you're OG Anunoby, do you not come back to the Knicks and be like, yo, how y'all gonna offer me 35 and everybody is offering me 43 at a minimum? And I don't want to make it contentious. It's not what I'm doing. I don't want to make it contentious. What I'm saying is I won't be mad at him for trying to figure out what his value is. We should all know our approximate value so that sometimes we won't overstep our valuable, thinking we're more valuable than we really are. Snipes Entertainment is in the building. Appreciate you, Snipes. I don't blame OG Anunoby for testing the waters. You rarely become an unrestricted free agent in the NBA. And if you get that chance to become an unrestricted free agent, you got to test the waters. But here's the thing, OG. Go out, have a good time, enjoy yourself. But remember that number 8 is waiting here for you. Go out, have a good time, knock yourself out. Don't worry about. You don't have a bedtime, OG Anunoby. You don't have a bedtime. You don't have a deadline to be home, right? Go out, have the time of your life, right? But remember, you are a Knick, right? That's my only thing I'm saying to OG Anunoby. Go out, have a good time, do whatever you want to do, wine and dine and all that stuff. But remember, you are a Knick, right? So no, it don't matter what Philadelphia tells you. Doesn't matter what Atlanta tells you. It doesn't matter what Oklahoma City tells you, right? It doesn't matter what the San Antonio Spurs tell you, right? Don't matter. It doesn't matter what the Charlotte Hornets tell you, right? It don't matter. Teams like Charlotte are the sneaky guys. They can offer you whatever you want to hear, OG Anunoby. They could tell you that you're the franchise player. OG, we're going to build this franchise around you, and we have 2 young studs in LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. We pick number 6. You can tell us who you want us to pick at 6 to help build around you. But OG, you got to come back home, man. So just remember, go out, have a good time. But remember, you got to come back to the crib. What are y'all thoughts on OG going through this dance? Do y'all have a different take on OG Anunoby? Y'all have a different take? What are y'all thoughts? Simply the intellect says, I'm back. Let's go Knicks. Bim. Let's go Knicks, baby. Let's go Knicks. What are y'all thoughts on OG Anunoby? What are we going to do here? Per the usual, I have the mock draft simulator going in the background. And I'm not even going to lie to you. The mock draft simulator has me nervous. I just started the mock draft simulator in the background. Just Nick says OG will be back. Yeah, I hope so. Justo11 is in the building. Salute. So I have the mock draft simulator going in the background, and it's going crazy. Eves Misi just went 12. Eves Misi just went 12 to the OKC Thunder. Oh, but Zach Edey just went 15 to Miami. Oh, boy. Hey. Bub Carrington went 18 to Orlando. Jacoby Walter just went to Aaron Bradshaw. No, my baby just went to Cleveland. Oh, Kyle Filipowski. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, everybody. Hi. Where's my guy at? Where's Pakam Dadier? Wait a minute. Did Pakam Dadier go? Oh, my goodness. Okay. So Pakam Dadier still has to be on the board somewhere. Is he listed as a shooting guard? Oh, Pakam Dadier is listed as a shooting guard at 6'8". So everybody, Pakam Dadier is a shooting guard. I had him as a wing up here. So Pakam Dadier is a shooting guard, a 6'8" versatile shooting guard. Sherwin is in the building. Sherwin is in the building. Sherwin, we got to have the Cody Williams conversation. And I know you're not a big Cody Williams fan, right? But we have to have the Cody Williams conversation. Sherwin, are you willing to trade up in the draft to get Cody Williams? Salute to all my people watching on X. Salute to y'all. Salute to all my people watching on X. Shout out to y'all. Salute to y'all. And Snipe says even number one picks haven't hit, and that sets franchise back. Yeah, that'll set your that'll set your franchise back if you don't hit on the number one pick for sure. For sure. I'm not gonna lie to y'all though. If the Knicks leave the draft with the three guys on the screen, I'll be super excited for the future of New York Knicks basketball. Not for the present, but for the future for sure. 2 years down the road, I think our path will be set on a irrevocable path to a championship. Because you get these baby athletes, these size, skill athletes, and set them and set the Knicks on a path where the run it back crew makes their run at a championship, and when that run is over, when guys have to leave, you already have guys ready to take their place. Say, for instance, when in 3 years, when Julius Randle turns 33, and you're debating whether to give Julius Randle another contract extension, you're like, nah, man, we're just gonna let this thing play out, JR. We're just gonna let this thing play out because we don't know if we want to give an extension to a 35-year-old power forward. And no disrespect to Randall, but that's what you should be thinking about any 35-year-old power forward. Right? No, so it's no slight at Randall. You know, get your money while you can get your money, right? But the thing is at some point we have to start thinking about, are we going to extend a 34-year-old Josh Hart? No disrespect to Josh Hart, but are you going to extend a 34-year-old undersized power forward? No disrespect to Josh Hart. It's just questions that you have to have or answers that you have to have to difficult questions. Right? Once Jalen Brunson signs his extension, right? Once Jalen Brunson signs his extension, 4 years, whatever the number is, 5 years, whatever the number is, right? 5 years on a max deal. Say 5 years on a max deal for Brunson, right? And it kicks in after next year. Well, when that contract is up, Jalen Brunson will be 34 years old. Do you offer a 34-year-old a 4-year max contract? Something to consider. Right. Yep. Sherman says, I'm not touching Ryan Dunn with a first-round pick. He is a butter sandwich. No, Sherwin, you got to relax, bro. You got to relax. I think it clearly, it sounds like you're going by what the media says as opposed to researching that guy. You gotta, yeah. I think we gotta relax on the Ryan Dunn stuff. And the reason why I say the Ryan Dunn stuff is media hype is because Knicks fans like yourself, just like Sherwin, say one thing about a player, right? One thing about a player archetype that they like. Ryan Dunn is that. And then the media says he is not a scorer, right? But they don't watch Ryan Dunn. If you hadn't watched Ryan Dunn's games, you wouldn't know that. Right? When you watch Ryan Dunn's, the shot form is really good. And I live in South Carolina. I watch ACC basketball. Right? I live in South Carolina. ACC basketball comes on all the time down here where I'm at. Not saying that I don't watch other college basketball, because I do, right? But down here is kind of force-fed, kind of like how Big East basketball is force-fed up top. I'm in ACC country. It's the reason why I think Kyle Filipowski is Lauri Markkanen. Sherwin says, I don't want a shooting guard who plays like Mitch. Right. That's what the media is telling you, bro. You got to watch tape. You got to watch tape, because if you, and no disrespect to Sherwin, but if you saw Ryan Dunn play and you looked at his jump shot and you looked at his touch around the rim, you would immediately not have said play like Mitch. Right? You got to watch some of these guys for yourself, or trust others that have watched them. Like I've watched them. Like, no lie, there are guys, Sherwin, there are guys in the draft that I think what you just said is probably accurate about them. About Ryan Dunn, that's not accurate. Ryan Dunn's shot form does not look like Mitchell Robinson. That's uninformed. Or it's a troll. Maybe you trolling me. Maybe that was a good troll. Right? Maybe that's a good troll. Right? That's absolutely nothing. Yeah, none of that can be further from the truth. Right? And I could put a video up right now of Ryan Dunn shooting the basketball, and it would make all the stuff that you're saying look ridiculous. I could put up a Ryan Dunn video of Ryan Dunn shooting the basketball and touch around the rim, and it would make all this stuff look ridiculous. But I think he's just trolling me, though. I think he's just trolling. Right? All he does, nah, man, and relax, bro. Allah Wise is in the building. Salute. G. Robinson says, "Can his shot be fixed? And what was his free throw position?" The thing about his shot is we don't need to fix it, bro. His shot form is pretty damn good. He's just not a shooter. He just won't take shots. He doesn't get into rhythm. Everybody in the draft, every prospect in the draft is not going to be an inefficient offensive chucker. He's not an inefficient offensive chucker. He's an elite generational defender. Ryan Dunn's jump shot is not broken. We watched this dude. Ryan Dunn's shot is not bad looking. As a matter of fact, it looks better than Josh Hart's jumper. His shot looks good, bro. He's got a good look. He just don't use it. Is if Josh Hart made you mad last year because he wouldn't shoot, then Ryan Dunn would drive you crazy. That's the part of it. He just don't use it. He's not he doesn't have that inefficient shot chucker mentality that gets you into the lottery. Like Ryan Dunn is not the guy that's going to be like, I'm going to take 20 shots regardless. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. Ryan Dunn is going to be a superstar role player. Right? This is what I would say to everybody is think about when you're thinking Ryan Dunn, think Tony Allen. Think about a big version of Tony Allen is what you should be thinking like with Ryan Dunn. Like Tony Allen was never going to make an All-Star game, right? Because of his archetype, a 6'4" athletic defender that didn't want to shoot. Right? Think Tony Allen. If you're at first I thought Bruce Bowen, but Bruce Bowen eventually started shooting the ball in Miami. Y'all remember Miami Bruce Bowen? Anybody remember Bruce Bowen from the San Antonio Spurs? Think Bruce Bowen, but think early on Bruce Bowen. Like think the original Bruce Bowen. Right? Nobody remembers. Y'all remember Boston Celtics Bruce Bowen? No, nobody does. Nobody remembers Boston Bruce Bowen. Nobody remembers Philadelphia Bruce Bowen. Nobody. Anybody remember San Antonio Bruce Bowen, though? Think very, very, very early Bruce Bowen. Low usage, great team defender, great individual defender, lockdown defender. Think about that when you think Ryan Dunn. Before you think, or you can think whatever you want to think, right? Let me restate that. You can think whatever you want to think about whatever prospect. But I want to add some element of levity to the Ryan Dunn conversation. You can be a non-shooter for multiple reasons, right? You could be a non-shooter because you shoot about the league average attempts, but you don't make the league average percentage. So you're a non-shooter. You can't shoot. And then there are others who just don't shoot, period. You're a non-shooter. Right? That's Ryan Dunn. He's what you call a slasher. I think Sherwin grabbed this from someone. Sherwin says, elite athleticism, prototypical size, and instincts allow him to be a menace on defense. He can protect the rim from his position while also being able to smother opponents on the perimeter. Right. But he's not a power forward. right? He's not a power forward. He is a perimeter shot blocker. He's a perimeter shot blocker. Like, he's the guy that's going to get, when you think about block shots, right? Don't think about swatting layups at the rim, right? Think about somebody getting their hands on a jump shot. In Ryan Dunn's case, think about a chase down block in transition, fingertips on a jump shot, that type of shot blocker. Don't think, or let me rephrase. I keep saying it, and I'm sorry if I say it like that, y'all. I'm not gonna tell you what I gotta keep respecting the way that I gotta respect people's thoughts. So I'm not gonna tell you don't think, or I'm gonna try not to. And if I do, I'm not saying it in a sense where I'm trying to force you to think whatever you want. You think whatever you want to think, right? But Ryan Dunn is a guy that's going to get fingertips on jump shots, chase down blocks, and if he's asked to help the helper at the rim, he can block shots at the rim, right? But he's not Jaren Jackson Jr., right? He's not Chet Holmgren, right? He's not those type of shot blockers. He's not Victor Wembanyama. He's not that guy. Ryan Dunn in shoes, I mean, without shoes, Ryan Dunn is 6'6" in socks, about 205, 210-ish, somewhere in that range. I think it goes from like 205 to 214, depending on where you see him. I think Virginia had him listed at like 210 or something. I think Virginia had him listed at 6'8", 210. So when you go by the college heights, always give dudes 2 or 3 inches. Villanova had Jalen Brunson listed at 6'3". Villanova legit had Jalen Brunson listed at 6'3". We all know that's a lie, right? So when you see the college heights like 6'8", don't think he's 6'8" barefoot. He's not, right? He's 6'6" barefoot, or 6'6" in socks, I should say. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Bill. Exactly. It's like when y'all see me, I'm legit 6'5" and like I'm like 6'5" and 1/8. But when you see me in shoes, I look like I'm Julius Randle's height, right? Nah, I'm not. No, I'm not 6'7", 6'8". I'm not. Right? I'm not 6'7", 6'8". Right. So yeah, don't confuse me with Julius Peppers. I'm not Julius Peppers. Right. I'm not. I'm not. Uncle Sam lists me at 6'5" and 1/8. Right? 6'5" and 1/8. So when I put on Filas or Timberlands or whatever, it may look like I'm taller than that, but nah, I'm not that. And that's what I'm saying about Ryan Dunn. Ryan Dunn is 6'6" and some change. The Knicks will probably list him at 6'7", but don't think he's 6'7" and shoes. I mean, barefoot. So now he can play backup center. No, he's not that. That's the reason why. I'm a little bit of a stickler when it comes to the heights and stuff. The reason why I'm a stickler with the heights and stuff is because our imaginations run wild because if he was listed at 6'8", right? If he was listed, if we go by the 6'8" height that Virginia had him listed at, Knicks fans would be like, yo, in some lineups, he could play the backup 5. No, he's not a backup 5. He's a skinny wing player. He's not a backup 5. Like when you watch the kid play, when you watch the kid play, you automatically know he's a one-way player. Or a two-way player. He's a freak athlete in transition. He's gonna dunk on somebody. He is gonna yam on somebody. And Alawaz says, I'm 6'5" and Yeezy slides. Nah, yeah. Exactly. With my toes out. Yeah. No socks. Exactly. Right. Yeah, one of the things I want to point out about Ryan Dunn also is he, from what I saw, and this is maybe my nitpick on him. Maybe this is my nitpick on him, and so it's going to sound like I'm slamming him, but I'm not really. I'm not slamming Ryan Dunn, right? I'm not slandering Ryan Dunn. But you ever saw like a kid that's too coachable? Like, y'all ever had the coworker that conforms to everything the boss say? Like the cat that's maybe too disciplined. Your coworker that go by the letter of the law. I saw some of that in Ryan Dunn's game. Like, there is an opportunity to take this guy off the dribble and just throw it down on a crowd of people. But the time and score situation says cycle the ball back around the perimeter, run time off the clock. Yeah, I think I saw some of that, like super disciplined on some stuff. A little bit of that, like a little bit of that. And I think that may be the reason why people think that Ryan Dunn's offense is bad, because there are opportunities for him to just go and become a lottery pick. Right? There are times where he could just go and be Terrence Shannon Jr. and he doesn't. He plays within the system. Right? There are times where I felt like Ryan Dunn should have just took over and he didn't. There are times where he was the best athlete on the floor and he didn't exploit the fact that he was the best athlete on the floor. There were times where clearly he was the best athlete on the floor and he probably should have shown it, but he didn't. In my opinion, right? When you play against Duke and they don't have a athlete like you on the wing, you got to exploit that. When Duke is zoning up with Jared McCain, the other guard, and Tyrese Proctor, bro, Tyrese Proctor can't guard. Is not the athlete that Ryan Dunn is. Kyle Filipowski is not the athlete that Ryan Dunn is. So if we nitpick, that might be the nitpick right there. That's my only thing. And so personality wise, is he a dog? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is Ryan Dunn a dog? And I mean a woof, 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 woof type dog. Absolutely. But is he disciplined? I maybe too much. I would say Ryan Dunn is not a junkyard dog. Ryan Dunn is a guard dog. Right? You know how a guard dog is super disciplined? Super disciplined. But when his owner say something to that guard dog, Ryan Dunn is like the K9 unit. That's Ryan Dunn, the K9 unit. That's the kind of dog Ryan Dunn is. Right? In my mind. So there's a player out there that I think is going to start rising up draft boards, and I want to show you who this player is because he may be here for the Knicks, but will the Knicks be able to use him? Right? Y'all know I love Pacom Dadier, right? Y'all know I love Pacom Dadier. I don't think I have to hide that from anybody. Y'all know I love Ulrich Chomsky. Y'all know I love that guy. Right? Where is it? But I want to introduce someone to the conversation. Okay. There it is. I want to introduce someone to the conversation for where we pick. He may or may not be there. But where is it? Let me find one that's more. I want to find one. There we go. There we are. Okay. All right. I can't see it, right? I'm trying to adjust it for us. There it is. There it is. Let me see. How about we just do? I don't like that view. Or that one. Oh, we just go back with that. And then I'll make this larger. Jalen Tyson. Jalen Tyson is a name that I think is gonna. The draft is legit is 6 days away, right? And there are gonna be names that come from out of nowhere, And you're going to be like, who is this guy? And this is one of them. This is one of them right here. Jalen Tyson. Right? Jalen Tyson is a 6'6" shooting guard from Cal. He played for 3 different schools. He is a guy that I think is going to be a walk-in bucket in the NBA from day one. From day one, he's a walk-in bucket in the NBA. Is this what you guys like? A 6'6" shooting guard that can go get his own offense, but his defense is going to be shaky? Building Block says Tyson is rising. He might not be there at 24. He has a pros game. He has to decrease it. Yeah, exact, yep. Same thing I saw. Building Blocks, that might be the same. I think Sherwin may see the same thing also. Yep, this guy is going to be able to score at the NBA level. Right now, I think he is a more athletic Cam Thomas right now. Anybody remember Cam Thomas out of LSU? Drafted by the Brooklyn Nets a couple of picks after we drafted Quentin Grimes? That's the impact. That's the impact that I'm thinking Jalen Tyson is going to be from day one. Right? A scorer off the bench, maybe deficient in other areas like defense, playmaking, things like that. Jalen Tyson is going to be that guy. Another guy that's going to be screaming up draft boards, Terrence Shannon Jr. A bucket. But these guys have to go to the right, these young men have to go to the right situation. They have to go to the right situation. They have to go to the ideal situation. So I see what y'all talking about, man. Can't package Bogey with picks and Hartenstein. That's interesting. Ivory 10 is in the building. Yeah, Ivory 10 says, why y'all talking about the draft? Why y'all not talking about free agency and trades? Because the draft is first. The draft is first, trades are second, and free agency is third. Right? Like legit, you can't sign free agents until July 1st. The draft is next Wednesday. That's the reason. Not saying that I value one more so than the other. I'm just doing it in order that they arrive. And Irie says the Knicks are not participating in a draft for a player that will get any time next year, though. Yeah, no, no. Yeah, I feel you. No, that's not, no. That's not how, nah. The Knicks already have a core that they value. Brunson, Randall, Hartenstein, OG and Anunoby. They already have those guys that they value. Mitch, Deuce. They already have a group of players that they value, right? So to think that the Knicks are not gonna to think the Knicks are gonna draft guys that are gonna take minutes away from Brunson is not level thinking. The Knicks are not going to be drafting guys that's going to come in, or the intent may not be to draft guys that's going to come in and take minutes away from Randall. That's not what they'll be doing. What they will be doing is restocking the shelves. Every retailer has to restock. No matter what item that you're selling, you have to restock that item. And that's what the Knicks will be doing with the draft. They'll be restocking the shelves, right? Because here's the thing. For everybody that think the Knicks are not drafting guys, you are the crowd. Wait a minute, for everybody that thinks the Knicks are not going to draft anybody, you are the crowd that is satisfied with having Daquan Jeffries, Charlie Brown, Dwayne Washington Jr., and Jacob Toppin on your bench. Whether you admit to it or not, right? Like, yeah, no, man, it ain't that. No, it's exactly that. Right? If you are just solely worried about like the veterans, then you are really satisfied with what Charlie Brown brought to the table last year. You are satisfied with what Dwayne Washington offered. Wiz is in the building. Wiz says he is athletic enough to fit our system defensively, but he is what our offense needs. I don't know what you're talking about right there, bro. Yeah. Hey, Wacko, think about this. You said Wacko says one draft pick maybe, but all three, nah. Think about this. Who is player 15, 14, 13 on your bench? And why would a veteran sign with the Knicks to be the 14th player on your roster? Why would a veteran sign with the Knicks to be the 13th player on the roster? Right? And then think about this also. If you're signing veterans to be the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th man on the roster, are they better than any rookies that you would bring in? Just food for thought. It's just food for thought. Ivory 10 says, by the time the guy you're talking about gets playing time, the Knicks will have a completely new system and likely new coach. Does that mean the asset is not valuable? I'll tell you, you know what? I'll tell you why that line of thinking never works. And I'm going to give an example. Teams that think they're one player away are always one player away. Right? Franchises that think they're one player away is always one player away. And when they don't stop, the example I'll give, because there are two of them. The Golden State Warriors of 2003 thought they were one player away. And on their bench, they had 2 point guards. One point guard's name was Vonteego Cummings, and the other point guard was Gilbert Arenas. And they would not play Vonteego Cummings or Gilbert Arenas because they felt like they were one player away. The Detroit Pistons with Josh Smith and Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin felt like they were one player away. Right? On their bench, they had a point guard named Spencer Dinwiddie who they would not play. And they had a wing player on their bench named Chris Middleton that they would not play. They wouldn't give Spencer Dinwiddie and Chris Middleton minutes because they felt like they were one player away. Because Ivory 10 was telling the fans that, man, those rookies on the bench will never play. Well, come to find out, Spencer Dinwiddie, in the right situation, playing time, wound up being a quality NBA player, better than the guy they traded for, Brandon Knight. Brandon Knight was the starter because Detroit felt like they were one player away. Come to find out, the guy that was on the bench, Spencer Dinwiddie, was a better player. They traded away Spencer Dinwiddie for so that Brandon Knight and the other Brandon Jennings could get reps, right? They traded away Chris Middleton because they felt like Josh Smith was the answer. So what I'm saying to fans is relax. Talent is talent. Don't thumb your nose up at talent. Right? And the Knicks, the Knicks aren't in a situation where they can thumb their nose up at talent. I don't care what we look like. Or smart organizations don't thumb their nose up at talent. They just don't. A organization, a smart front office is always in talent acquisition mode. You don't want to be the Boston Celtics with Ben Wallace in your training camp and you tell Ben Wallace he's too short, go down there and work out with the guards. That's a true story. A true story. Ben Wallace is in rookie training camp with the Boston Celtics. And they tell Ben Wallace, as soon as they see him, they're like, nah, man, you too short. Go down there and work out with the guards. 1996, right? The Celtics are trash, right? They're like, Ben Wallace, no, man, and you got braids? No, go down there and work out with the guards. That's what they said to Ben Wallace. And fans are always assuming that a guy on the bench is not talented. You don't want to be the Dallas Mavericks, bro, and let Jalen Brunson leave your team and go lead another franchise. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy that lets you don't want to be New Orleans, who doesn't even offer Julius Randle a contract, let him leave because you drafted Zion number 1, and come to find out since day one that Zion entered the league, Julius Randle was a better player. Since day one. Since Zion has been in the league, right? Julius Randle has been a consistently better player than Zion Williamson since day one. They drafted Zion number one. They're like, yeah, Julius, we don't know, bro. This dude Zion, he the future. You just go. You ain't got to leave, but you can't stay here. Since that day, Julius Randle has been a better player than Zion Williamson. And I know you guys want to say, but Zion has upside. He's so exciting. I know he's my cousin. That's my cousin. Right? I know. I'm rooting for him, bro. But the Julius Randle thing is a fact. Since New Orleans let Julius Randle walk out the door, Julius Randle is a 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-MVP, been to the playoffs 3 out of 5 years with the Knicks. Bro, you just because somebody is on somebody's bench don't mean they're a trash player. We got to relax. Just because somebody is a young player on the bench doesn't mean they're trash. That's a very Knicks thing. That's a very Knicks way of thinking. That's a very Knicks way of thinking about stuff. Leon Rose is in talent acquisition mode, right? He's building a championship contender, but he does that by accumulating talent. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You gotta draft, gotta keep adding talent. Gotta draft, gotta keep adding talent. Right? Because building a championship contender through free agency is rare. Building a championship team through free agency is rare. You might, on occasion, you might get a Lakers win a championship in a bubble. Golden State, San Antonio, Miami, everybody had drafted core pieces. Wiz says, I just realized I was 5 minutes behind the stream and athletic shot creating 6'5", 6'7" rookie, coachable defense wall with a handle is perfect draft piece for. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, man, where you have to, as fans, we should embrace the fact that we can get talent from anywhere, out of the draft, through trades, free agency. All those avenues are available to us to add talent. And we should use all those avenues available to us to add talent. To just say use one avenue to add talent is naive. Why don't the Knicks just go out and trade for somebody's best player? How's that worked out? This is the 5th offseason. This is the 5th offseason of Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau. The 5th offseason. The only trade that they pulled off was the OG Anunoby trade. In 5 seasons. And to say, just go out and get somebody's best player right now this offseason. How about we make sure that we keep OG Anunoby? Can we do that first? How about we keep OG Anunoby in the house? That should be one of the things. That should be the priority, right? The draft is coming up in 6 days. OG Anunoby hadn't agreed to a contract yet. That bird right window will close at the draft. And here's the thing, everybody. Here's the thing that we should consider. Here's the what if. What if OG Anunoby doesn't resign with the Knicks, but signs with Brooklyn? What if Isaiah Hartenstein doesn't resign with the Knicks, but signs with Brooklyn? What if OG Anunoby doesn't resign with the Knicks, but signs with Philadelphia? What if OG Anunoby goes from being our key asset to being their key asset? What's the plan B? Josh Hart at the 3? And Wacko, to your point, say OG Anunoby only plays 60 games. If OG Anunoby signs for $40 million a year, 4 years, 160, right? Say he signs 4 years, 160. And he only plays 60 games. But in those games, you go 45 and 15. Is that OG Anunoby's fault that you can't win 5 games out of those 22 that he missed in order to be a 50-win team? If OG only plays 60 games and you win 45 of them, and there's 22 games left, is that OG Anunoby's fault that you can't win 5 out of 22? Yeah. Knicks fans, I think we have to look at some stuff. I think we have to look at some stuff, Knicks fans. Here's another thing, too, though. Here's another thing, just real quick, because where's my guy? All right. So Hotline Bling says OG ain't playing those 60 games. He's injured now. So was that a mistake by Leon Rose by signing OG Anunoby or trading away RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly and a 2nd-round pick and Malachi Flynn? Or not Malachi Flynn, but Ryan. Was it Ryan Arcidiacono? No, I forget. Why would they trade for OG Anunoby if he's injury prone then? Right? Because the conversation then should not even be OG Anunoby. It should be, why did this front office make a huge mistake? If we're going by that logic, clearly the conversation needs to pivot from OG Anunoby is not playing a certain number of games to, why did we give up RJ Emmanuel quickly for a guy that's not going to be able to play? I don't want to have that conversation. I think the OG Anunoby trade is a smart trade. I think the front office was smart by making that trade. I think the front office is also smart by offering OG Anunoby market value for his services and making him a core piece for the next 4 years. I think that's the smart play right here. Reese says, I really think Laurie Markkinen would be a perfect fit for this team at the 4. What do you think we'd have to give up to get him? I don't think he's a perfect fit at the 4. I think he's the perfect fit at the 5, for one. I think he's the perfect fit at the 5 for us. I think he's cheaper than what people think. I think Danny Ainge will make you want to do the dance, though. I think Danny Ainge will make the Knicks do the dance because of how the Knicks treated the Donovan Mitchell situation. Now, with that said, I'll ask you, is it Lauri Markkinen or is it the Lauri Markkinen type player that you like? Because if it's the Lauri Markkinen type of player, I think Kyle Filipowski is that. I think Kyle Filipowski is that. And I think Kyle Filipowski has it figured out from day one, whereas Chicago botched Lauri Markkinen's development. Right now, in my opinion, Lauri Markkinen should be a top 20 player in the NBA right now. Lauri Markkinen is one of those guys, one of those players with talent that goes to a screwed up situation and his development is stunted. I think Chicago stunted his growth. Remember, right? Chicago had Lauri Markkinen, Wendell Carter Jr., Bobby Portis, Daniel Gafford, and Mirotic all at the same time. All at the same time. Think about these names I'm telling you. They had Bobby Portis, Daniel Gafford, Wendell Carter Jr., Lauri Markkinen, and Mirotic all at the same time. Right? And instead of trading away pieces to get a quality point guard or wing player to go with them, they forced all those dudes to play together. Then they trade him to Cleveland, and Cleveland has him play small forward. because they have an odd fit. Cleveland has him play small forward because they have Mobley and Hartenstein and Jared Allen and all those guys. So now this dude's playing small forward minutes, right? And then he's traded to Utah in a Donovan Mitchell deal. And now you're seeing the guy blossom. But he's like 27. I'm not going to lie to you. I love Lauri Markkanen's game. Right? But the question I have to ask is Lauri Markkanen damaged goods at this point? Is Lauri Markkanen damaged goods? I would love to have a lineup with Lauri Markkanen and Julius Randle together in it. I would love to see a lineup with Julius Randle, Lauri Markkanen, and Kyle Filipowski coming off the bench. Hannah Montana, best of both worlds. You get the old version and the young version. By taking all the shots. He's a great player. I'm not saying that, bro, hear me out. Hear me out on this, right? Lauri Markkanen is legit 7'1", 240. I mean, 7 foot 240, right? For the most part, that's a modern NBA center's size, right? And Wacko says, I'd rather Hartenstein at 18. Y'all, listen. Here's the thing. This is how you can judge somebody's potential. Judge some you can, and it's not applicable to every situation, but you can judge someone's character in their most stressful moment. That's one of the things you can talk about who a guy is. Who is this person in their most stressful moment, right? Right? Who a person is in a say me and Wiz are standing outside and the building catches on fire, right? And Wiz see me. Wiz says, "Hey, yo, the building on fire," and it's a kitten on the roof. And Wiz looks around for a fire extinguisher. But when he turned back around, he see I'm already running into the building to save the kitten. Right? Whether I'm successful getting the kitten or not, Wiz in that moment said, "Hey, that dude right there is the one that I think I want to have when the S hits the fan." Right? When the stuff hit the fan, that's the guy I want. Now, I say that to say this. For all the Hartensteiners out there, in Game 7, when our roster was dropping like flies, Hartenstein had 0 points. Game 7 against Indiana with Josh Hart with the abdominal tear, Brunson with the right foot injury. Mr. Rocket is in the building. Salute to Mr. Rocket. Hartenstein in a game 7 with Mitch out, with Randall out, with OG out, with Bogdanovich out, with Josh Hart hurt, with everybody out, right? In game 7, when we needed somebody to step up, Hartenstein had 0 points. And Knicks fans are pounding the table to bring that back. And what I'm saying, and so the reason why I use the example with me and Wiz saving the kitten out of a burning building is because you can tell in the most stressful moments of your season who is going to step up, who is going to prove their worth. It's the reason why Grimes is not here. It's the reason why Quickly is not here. It's the reason why RJ is not here. It's the reason why Obi Toppin is not here. And I love those young guys, man. Listen, I'm not disrespecting them guys like that. What I'm saying is when the stuff hits the fan, what are you going to do? And if Obi Toppin can get traded, if Quickly can get traded, if RJ can get traded, if Grimes can get traded, why are we looking to give the bag to Hartenstein and he scored a total of 4 points in 2 elimination games? Why are we even having a conversation? And I like Hartenstein. And I hope he have a successful career. But if we bash Randall, and people tell me all the time, yo, man, Randall got to prove it in the playoffs, man. Randall got to prove it in the playoffs, man. If Randall has to prove it in the playoffs, and you saw Hartenstein score 0 points in a game 7, all he had to do was walk and chew bubblegum at the same time to get 6 points. All Hartenstein had to do was walk and chew bubblegum. That's all he had to do, bro. You're 7 foot, 240 pounds. Can you just put your hands up? Yeah, what I'm saying, bro, you got to do something, bro. You gotta find some way. If you're out, bro, you gotta find a way to do something. Oh, Waveplay says, the night before you were down talking about iHeart couldn't even lift his arm. The next game he played his best game. By game 7, he was done. Bro, I got you, right? But here's the thing. In that same game 7, OG Anunoby couldn't even walk. OG Anunoby couldn't even walk in that game 7. And he gave you 5 quick points before Tibbs, man, took that man up. Bro, the reason why I'm saying give OG the bag and let Hartenstein dip is because OG Anunoby legit couldn't even, but he gave you the last 3 minutes of his season and gave you 5 points. And Hartenstein played 30 minutes and didn't even score. OG Anunoby was dragging that leg. and you felt like, as a Knicks fan, man, look, as a Knicks fan, it touched my heart to see OG Anunoby go out there hurt like that. Because he didn't have to. OG Anunoby was a free agent. He could have been over there smoking cigarettes. But OG Anunoby cared that much about the season. That man gave you for all the OG Anunoby haters out there. If you wasn't inspired, and listen, man, I'm gonna just speak to the Knicks fans that's been around for a long time. Y'all have seen dudes come here, get the bag, and wear fur coats on the bench. Y'all saw Nerlens Noel get that 3-year, $30 million deal and was on the all street clothes team. Y'all saw y'all saw Nerlens Noel play as a backup, and then the very next season, he was on the all street clothes team. I mean, his outfits were immaculate. I ain't going out there and play. What I'm gonna go out there and play for, man? You know, my feelings hurt. I ain't going out there to play. But then you saw OG Anunoby in a man. Look, man. Man, look. If it were up to me, OG Anunoby get a lifetime contract, no paperwork. If it were up to me, OG Anunoby, how I know it's official, me and OG and Anunoby will go outside and smoke a square together. If it were up to me, me and OG Anunoby would go outside and smoke a Newport together in the cold. That's how official OG Anunoby is to me. That man came out there on one leg and cared that much where he would risk rehabbing all summer, which he's doing right now, by the way. To try to get the Knicks to win Game 7. In that short stint, he gave us everything he had in those 5 minutes. 5 points. Knocked down the 3, got the Knicks hyped and excited. Everybody throwing a body on the line. Man, look, man. Man, look. Have we not for years just wanted dudes to be here that care? For all these years, man, we just wanted dudes to come here and care about being a Knick. People been dissing us all these years. Kevin Durant, the Knicks ain't cool. And OG Anunoby went out there on one leg for like 5 minutes, and they were killing OG Anunoby on defense, bro. You can tell, man, dudes was blowing by OG Anunoby. You know he wasn't right. But that man just wanted to give the Knicks something. He just wanted to be out there. He just wanted to give the Knicks something, bro. Some people just care like that. Some people will risk injury in order to go out there and care. And what I'm saying is Hartenstein played 30 minutes, and he's 7 foot tall, playing against a finesse team, and got you 0 points in a Game 7 when the rest of the roster was dropping like flies. I like Hartenstein, right? I like Hartenstein a lot. I love his story, right? But if we not being hypocrites, because this is the thing, you are a hypocrite if you say Randall got to prove it in the playoffs and then want to offer Hartenstein $18 million. You are a hypocrite. And I hate to break it to you, but we just gonna keep it a buck. If you say John Starks lost you a championship, 2 for 18 in a game 7, but you want to give Hartenstein the bag, you are a hypocrite. And don't talk to me about context and things are different and nah. If you are mad at Charles Smith, right? If you are mad at Charles Smith and you want to give Hartenstein the bag, you are a hypocrite. Because for the record, Charles Smith was a great Knick for us. John Starks was a great Knick for us. Randall is a great Knick for us. Hartenstein is a good Knick for us, but in game 7, game 6 and game 7, with our season on the line, I can't, bro. I can't. Because we talk, and listen, it's about 60 of us watching, and for the most part, everybody always says smart stuff. Sometimes it's emotional stuff, kind of like where I am right now in the OG thing. I can't help it, man. When I think back to that game 7 in OG Anunoby, bro, that's the dude that I've been wanting for years. A dude that care about being a Knick. Like being a Knick matters. It matters. If you think I'm exaggerating, go back and watch. Listen, it only take you 5 minutes. It only take you 5 minutes. Go back and watch the beginning of game 7. It only take you 5 minutes, maybe less than that. Go back and watch OG Anunoby gutting it out and getting us 5 early points. So when it comes to OG Anunoby, if he want a salary that start with a 4, I'm giving it to him. If OG Anunoby want the bag, bro, listen, I don't know if I can give you the bag, but I can give you what I got. To me, the OG Anunoby conversation ain't even a conversation. It ain't even a question. Yes, I'm bringing OG back. Yes, I'm letting him do all the stuff that he want to do and all that stuff. And yes, whatever the contract is, whatever the offer is for another team, yes, I'm matching it, maybe giving them more. I appreciate players wanting the Knicks to be successful. I liked OG Anunoby before he became a Knick. I love OG Anunoby now. That's me being an emotional Knicks fan. I'm sorry. And people are going to say, man, you got to take the emotion out of it. Nah, no, you don't. You don't watch sports because of analytics. You watch sports because of emotion, right? You go to work because of analytics. How much are they going to pay me for these amount of hours that I'm going to give them? Man, y'all got me fired up. Not fired up, but y'all got me, man, in this emotional bag about, man, watch, go back and watch the first few minutes of Game 7. Go back and watch how that man gave you his all. Tibbs had to save that man from himself. And you know Tom Thibodeau don't play, right? If you could play, he'll play you. And when you saw Tibbs pull OG Anunoby off the floor, that was a moment. And we forget about stuff because the season is so long and there is so much media and there's so much Knicks for clicks and all that BS, man. There's so much stuff in Knicks universe going on. People selling merch, 1,000 different YouTube channels, all this other stuff, bro. And sometimes we forget about moments. Real things that happened. The OG Anunoby thing was a real thing. That Tom Thibodeau, a dude that will play an injured player 40 minutes, right? Pulled OG Anunoby off the floor. Yo, that's all I got, everybody. Y'all got me in my emotional bag, man. I apologize for that. I'll try to do better next time. But like Run DMC said, bro, it's like that. And that's the way it is. I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all have a good lunch. Peace, everybody.